Your neighbors are going to notice something different about your yard by July. Not because you hired someone, not because you spent a fortune, because you made one smart decision this May that most people on your street are going to completely miss. 6 perennials, 1 month. A yard so full, so alive, so covered in color that people slow down just to look at it. These plants spread on their own. They come back every single year. They multiply for free while you're sitting on your porch enjoying exactly what you planted. Miss May and you lose the entire season. So let's get into it right now. Plant 1, Creeping Jenny. Most people walk right past this one at the nursery and leave $40 worth of future ground cover sitting on the shelf. That is a mistake they spend the rest of summer regretting. Creeping Jenny, Lysomachia numularia, is hardy in USDA zones 3 through 9. The foliage is a vivid chartreuse gold that glows in partial shade like something lit from underneath. It cascades over container edges, spills down slopes, and threads itself between stepping stones with zero help from you. It roots wherever its stems touch soil. You plant it once in May and watch it fill an entire problem area by August. In deep shade where nothing else survives, golden creeping Jenny performs. Under trees, along north-facing walls, in those dark corners that have defeated every plant you have ever tried. This is where it belongs and where it thrives. Tell me in the comments right now, what is the one shady spot in your yard that has beaten every plant you have thrown at it? Drop your state too. I read every single one. Plant 2, Sedum. This plant stores water inside its own leaves. It does not depend on you remembering to water it. It depends on itself. Established sedum survives 6 to 8 weeks of zero watering and bounces back without permanent damage. Try that with anything else in your yard and see what happens. Sedum is hardy in USDA zones 3 through 9. Autumn fire gives you deep copper-pink flower clusters from September through November. Dragon's blood stays low with vivid red foliage that intensifies as temperatures drop in fall. Plant it in your leanest, most neglected soil. Rich, heavily fertilized ground makes sedum floppy and disappointing. Poor, dry soil makes it bloom harder and spread more aggressively than you expected. Neglect is not a mistake with this plant. It is the correct technique. If you are watching this and you are not subscribed yet, here is what that actually means. YouTube will stop putting this content in your feed, not slow it down, stop it completely. Hit subscribe right now. It is free, it will always be free, and it takes less time than it just took you to read that. Plant 3, Creeping Thyme. This plant grows between pavers. It grows in gravel. It grows in the cracks of a driveway and releases a clean, herbal fragrance every single time you step on it. And it blooms. Tiny pink and purple flowers that cover the plant completely in late spring and bring in more bees than almost anything else in your yard. Thymus serpillum is hardy in USDA zones 4 through 9. It spreads outward steadily through trailing stems that root as they go. It handles foot traffic better than most ground covers on the market. Plant it anywhere you have ever wished grass would just stop growing and something better would take over. That is exactly what creeping thyme does. Plant 4, Black-Eyed Susan. Golden yellow petals radiating from a near black center. Blooming July through October, right when every other garden on your street looks exhausted and finished. Rudbeckia fulgida goldsturm is hardy in zones 3 through 9 and spreads 2 ways simultaneously. Underground rhizomes pushing outward each season, and seed heads dropping new plants every spring. Leave those seed heads standing in winter. Goldfinches feed on them from October straight through February. Your garden feeds the birds for free while your neighbors spend money on plastic feeders. 4 plants in, and I want you to do one thing before we go further. Hit the like button. Every like tells YouTube this content is worth showing to gardeners across America who are still replacing annuals every spring. One tap. That is all it takes. Plant 5. Catmint. Deer evaluate plants by scent before they ever attempt to eat them. Catmint's aromatic oils repel deer at the approach stage, before contact even happens. Unlike spray repellents that wash off in the first rain, this plant is the repellent. Always on, all season, year after year. Nepeta fawcenii Walker's Low is hardy in zones 4 through 8. Lavender blue flowers over silvery foliage from late spring through midsummer. Cut it back by half after the first bloom flush. 3 weeks later, it returns fuller than before and delivers a complete second wave of flowers through late summer. 2 full bloom seasons from one plant in 1 year. That is the kind of return most gardeners never expect from a single perennial. Plant 6. Lamb's Ear. Children stop when they walk past this plant. Adults stop. Visitors who have never gardened a day in their lives reach down without being invited to. Stachy's byzantina is hardy in zones 4 through 8 and covered in dense, silver-white woolly hair that feels exactly like its name suggests. That silver foliage makes every plant around it perform better visually. Purple flowers look deeper. Pink flowers look softer. Red flowers look more vivid. Landscape designers use it as a living color amplifier, and now you know exactly why. It spreads through surface stems that root themselves as they travel. It suppresses weeds as it closes in. In zone 6 and warmer, it stays semi-evergreen through winter. Silver-white structure and color during the months when everything else has gone gray and bare. May is open right now. Soil temperatures across most American growing zones are sitting in the exact biological window where perennial roots establish fastest. Plant now, and those roots have 8 to 10 full weeks to anchor before peak summer heat arrives. Wait until July, and those same roots are trying to establish in hot, stressed soil while the plant is already pushing growth above ground. First season establishment determines everything about long-term performance. Before you plant a single thing, remember this. Every plant on this list can and should be divided every 3 to 4 years. Every division is a free plant. You should never buy something twice that you are already growing in your own yard. Drop a comment right now. Tell me which plant from this list you are putting in the ground first this May. And tell me what state you are gardening in. I read every single comment. Your answers shape the videos I make next. This is your garden. This is your season. May is open right now. Go plant something.